Hello and welcome to MGP292. I'm Kevin. With me as ever, the Sheepdog, Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
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 We've got a little snippet of the old Sheepdog howl there. We haven't had that for a little while.
I was just feeling fruity.
Splendid. How are we all on this fine evening?
Very, very good. I'm okay.
We're all excited on the edge of our seats, ready for EGX Res next week, which, of course, me and Pab are going to be at.
Yeah. Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Why are you not coming, Anna? Why are you not coming, Sheepdog?
Boring.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Well, fair enough.
He almost said the real reason there.
Hey?
He heard that Bouncy was going to be there as well. I don't like I don't like it. I don't like it.
No, I was actually disappointed when I heard he was going, and I already said I wasn't because I thought it's probably too late to apply for press passes now. I haven't seen him in ages.
Wow, aren't you a monster? But I'm very much looking forward to it. It's going to be an absolutely delightful day, mainly because Tobacco Dock is my favourite venue for conventions in the history of the world ever. I don't really care what convention's going on in there. I just like to mooch around in Tobacco Dock for the day. It's a fun place. Get to look
Like
at
a
the
fun
boat.
house.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of fun. There might be prizes to be won.
Yeah.
Pab knows. There's lots of prizes to be won.
I keep getting emails from everybody saying...
Yeah, I got an email from a man saying, "Are you going to Resd?" And I was really tempted to reply with, "Well, you've only emailed me because you know I've got a ticket. Or else where did you get my email address from?" But I decided to be nice and just said, "Yes, I am." And then he sent me a list of all the games that he had there. And asked if I wanted to book appointments. And I thought, I'm just not going to reply to this. I don't like where this is going.
No, thank you.
I don't know why I get about 5 or 6 a day on this.
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
There are plenty coming through. As soon as they see you've got a press pass, the emails fly through. But I replied to this one just because it wasn't.
Right, okay.
It wasn't. I've got this game. Are you going to be there? It was literally just. Are you at Resd? And I thought, well, it's not entirely clear that you're a dev. You could just be a person who's got my email address from somewhere. I'll be polite. I'll reply. And then he listed his games. He knew what he was doing. He basically sheepdogged me. I imagine this is the way salesman sheepdog gets people to reply to his emails with his cheeky tactics. Never tell them what you're trying to flog initially. Just try and be their friend. And then flog them something. It's disgraceful. So I'm not buying his poxy game. If you're listening...
What game is it?
I don't remember. And I might actually... I mean, I say I'm not going to buy his game, but if he wants to send me a free copy, I'm not going to turn it down. So I'm not going to publicly out him as a monster. I'm just not going to give him any money, ever. But then that goes for all indie developers. I'm not ever going to give any.
Oh, no. Don't be mean. There's one of them. I can't remember what it's called, like Yoko's Island or something. And I loved that last year.
Is that the pinball platformer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that going to be there? Oh,
Yeah.
I'll give them
Possibly.
money. They can have all of my money.
That's cool.
That was excellent.
Did you say that's on Switch?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, it should be.
On our shiny new device that we've got sat there in your hands right now. We've finally joined the Switch Club. That's a game that would be worth investing in.
How many games are you playing on it, Kev?
None. We got it and it came with 0 games because I thought, well, in this day and age, especially with Nintendo, there's no point buying them on the cartridges. It's just inconvenient. They're never going to fall in price anyway with them being Nintendo games. So we're never going to sell them on. We're never going to get rid of them. We're just going to buy them, keep them because they're Mario and Zelda and stuff like that. So we'll just download them. We'll download a few other bits from the e-store. There's bound to be a few little cheap bits that are any good. And then we've always got all our games with us when we're out and about. And it arrived. Me and Anna both had a little look at it and put it down. Yeah, there's really nothing to do on this without any games. Let's message Pab. Pab, what's good on the e-store for fairly cheap? Pab sent me back a list of all of the top-tier indie titles from 2014 with an extra £10 slapped on their prices, at which point we just both shook our heads and downloaded Super Mario because I'm not buying Steam World Dig or Minecraft or whatever else you suggested to me.
Steam World Dig 2's this year. No, end of last year.
It's still a poxy little PC title that's cheaper on the PC.
It's got you there, Pep.
No, I don't think it is. I think it's very similarly priced. I don't know. But anyway, it's That's what it's there for, though.
No, it's not. It is not. It's at the moment. I have a terrible feeling that I've just been done again, and I've bought a Vita that happens to play Mario. That's what it feels like right now. I'm hoping I'll be convinced otherwise, but at the moment there doesn't seem to be anything between old indie games, old console games, and Nintendo exclusives. Unless I've missed something, what is there in between? Because otherwise it's just like the Wii and the Wii U and the DS and all those before. It's just going to be, well, you have your 2 or 3 games a year, which are your big Nintendo titles, and then there's nothing in between if you own any other machine.
Newsflash, Kev.
Yes, Pab.
That's exactly what it is.
Well, then it's stupid.
No.
It's a Vita that plays Mario.
That's better than a Vita, then.
It is, but that's not exactly an impression. I mean, imagine if they put that on the posters. The Nintendo Switch, it's better than a Vita. I mean, that's not going to sell many Switches, is it?
It is the exact... You buy a Nintendo console for Nintendo games. If you go into there expecting anything else, you're going to be mistaken.
I didn't go into it expecting. I was hoping there was going to be something else. As it is, we've downloaded Mario. When we're done with Mario, we'll get Zelda. And then hopefully there'll be something new. The Pokemon one or something might be out. I don't know.
I'll tell you what you can do. There's a lot of demos on there. There's a lot of free demos. Just download all the demos and just give them a go and see if you like them.
Anna, why didn't we think of demos?
I did say demos, but I couldn't find them. I put in demos in the store and I couldn't find any.
You've kind of just got to go through. You go through the games list, and in like the top right hand corner of the icon, the thumbnail, there's like a little, there's like a demo. It says demo on it as well. So just keep an eye out for them. Like I said, there's at least, I want to say probably at least half a dozen, probably more because I don't check it regularly, but there is at least half a dozen demos on there.
What are our big games coming out over the next 6 months, year or so on the Switch? So we've got Mario, we've got Zelda. What is there?
I don't want to disappoint you.
Nothing.
No,
That's what you're telling me, isn't it?
there's plenty of stuff.
I'm not going to lie to you, Kev.
But it's a lot of Wii U games. So Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze.
I got them or didn't want them at the time.
Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze.
Because we're in that group of half a dozen people who owned a Wii U. So if we ignored them on that, we're sure as hell ignoring them on this. And if we had them on that, we don't want to buy them again.
Pretty much. So you've got
good.
Donkey Kong. What's it called? Captain Toad.
I was so proud of myself after the Wii U that I didn't get shafted on this one. I've been wandering around grinning like Mr. Smug for the last year. You didn't get me this time, Nintendo. You might have got me then, didn't you? Even with the DS, all I used that for was Street Pass. Nintendo have taken thousands of pounds off of me over the years and given me very little in return. And I thought, now is the time. I've just spent £300 on a Mario game, haven't I?
Well, there's a Zelda game as well.
We've already got that on the Wii U.
You'll have having your eye whacked by
You better
Nintendo.
play it again, didn't you?
Well, I deliberately never played it on the Wii U, partly because the Wii U it just offends me. It really offends me, and I didn't want to use it. And the other part of me was, if I knew at some point we'd get a Switch, so if we're getting a Switch at some point, I'll play it on that because that's what it's supposed to be played on. That'll be the best version of it. So I was always saving myself for it. So we will get it, but
yeah.
I want it to be. I mean, even thinking back to original Wii, you had silly little things like Mario Strikers Charged that just appeared. Is there not just something silly like that to fill the in between?
I mean, there is, but it's
Bayonetta.
Bayonetta's on there.
Yeah, but it's a re-release of the one that's already on the Wii U. What else was there that we?
You not get it though. You don't get it, do you? Nobody bought a Wii U.
Oh, I know. I understand that. To 9 out of 10 people, these are brand new games that have never been seen before.
Yes,
but we're not in that group. We're the ones who are loyal to Nintendo and have bought everything they've ever released. So we obviously, I'd like to think we were rewarded for our loyalty. But in actual fact, they know they're getting our money eventually anyway, so they don't have to provide for us.
I mean, there's a lot of games there. There's a lot of games out there. There's a lot of.
Nope.
There is. I mean, Mario Kart.
You
got Mario Kart.
Mario Kart I've already got on the Wii U. Thank you for offering. Yeah.
Nice try.
Yeah. I don't think you could list 5 that I haven't already got or haven't already ignored on another console.
Mario and Rabbids.
That's one of the ones that Anna wants. I'm not interested in it, but I will give you that. That's one.
That is very, very good. I thought that was cracking when I played it with Matt.
Yeah.
That's the one that's made me excited about wanting to eventually get one. Once the cryptocurrency industry regains, because that flopped after I told everyone to get on board.
Pab, you've had one. I'll also give you Mario Odyssey as well. I'm gifting you a second one because I'm so confident you won't find another 3.
Nintendo Labo.
Oh, he's got you there.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. I'll let you have that one because Anna's already said she's not going to buy it for me, but
No, I'm not interested.
I'm interested in that, so that'll be your third.
Would you be allowed to do videos on that one?
I doubt it. Probably. I don't know. I could probably stream it.
Because that seems like an own goal from Nintendo if you can't be dressed as a robot stomping around in your garage.
I could probably make videos on that side of it. It's just the actual game capture that they get grumpy about. But there, you can stick it on Twitch, and Twitch tend not to mind because you don't monetize on Twitch anyway. So I could stream it on Twitch. But there you go. That's 3, Pab. Have we got 2 more?
What you want? Games?
Use the internet. Feel free to use.
No, I'm looking at the internet. What you want? What you want in the internet?
Games
that are coming out.
No, I want games that I can go and buy on the Switch either now or in the very near future that aren't already available on some other console.
Metroid Prime 4.
Okay, is that out?
It's coming out this year.
Oh no, okay. I never really liked Metroid, but I'll allow that one as well because I know people did.
Yeah.
Let's have number 5 then.
Bayonetta 3.
Tennis.
Bayonetta what?
3.
When's that out?
This 2018. And Anna's already finished it off with Super Mario Tennis Aces.
Actually, I quite like tennis.
Yeah,
okay.
The new one looks pretty good.
So I can go out and buy all these tomorrow?
No.
One, like you already mentioned as well.
The cow milking game you can go and buy tomorrow.
I'm not buying that for 40 quid.
So what game?
The cow milking game.
Yeah.
1-2 Switch.
Yeah, I wouldn't necessarily. If you could find it for the £25 mark, then
I'm still not.
I think I'm
still not paying 25 for it.
I think that's the cheapest you'll get it.
There must be some idiot who's going to sell that on eBay for a $5 or something.
Probably,
surely.
I mean, they're probably not, because it keeps its value. People know that it keeps its value, so they'll sell it for like £10 less than what.
There's one thing I can't stand: it's people.
Yeah. Well.
So that's my comprehensive review of the Switch. Anyway, I've not actually used it yet. After that rant, I turned it on. I went on the e-store. I handed it to Anna. She bought Mario, and that's
bought Mario.
I don't know if we can call it we bought it when I've not had a go on it yet. At the moment, you've bought it, and I'll have a go while you're sleeping tonight.
It's so good to give it you back.
You what?
It says I'm sleeping.
Well, interesting.
Good point.
She's just never going to sleep again, just to spite you.
That'll learn me. So we got into games really quite early there. How did that happen? I've been sat on that rant for 2 hours. I had to get it out.
Yeah.
The longer I looked through the store, the more furious I was getting.
Why?
Because it's just like looking through the Vita store.
Well, at what point, Kev, realistically, is this for you?
I guess. When they bring out Elder Scrolls 6 on it at launch of Elder Scrolls 6, if they can put Skyrim on it, that's great. I was rimming 5 years ago. Loved every minute of it. I love rimming.
Do it again then?
No, because I've done it before. I don't want to do it again. But if they bring out, that's what they need to do. It needs to be a big game that I'm interested in that comes out on this at the same time it comes out on other stuff. Then there's every chance that if Elder Scrolls 6 came out on all the consoles and PC all on the same day, I'm more likely to get it on Switch than anything else because I can sit on the toilet and play it, which I can't on anything else without a whole desk situation in the bathroom, which Anna won't agree to.
No one needs a toilet in there, a table in there, Kevin.
I don't know about no one. And I don't know about need, but I want one. But that's what they need. It needs to actually be a genuine option as a current console, not go down the route of, well, let's re-release all this last gen stuff on it. But then when it comes to Elder Scrolls 6 or Grand Theft Auto 6 or whatever it might be, the next big multi-platform game. If that doesn't come out on Switch, then it's just the same old nonsense.
Yep. Well, it's what it is. 'Cause people buy them fun Nintendo games.
If
Anything
there's
else is a
one
bonus.
thing I can't stand, it's people.
Yeah.
Stupid people. I mean, I might come on with a completely different tune next week when Mario just blows me away. It might be brilliant.
I mean, it is.
I have had a couple of goes on it, like Insomnia last year. At, wherever else I went, MCM. I think I had another go on it. At Comic-Con in Birmingham. So I've had probably an hour total on this game at this point through little goes, and it feels like a Mario game. It was a bit confusing, the bits I've played. So I guess I need to actually understand what's going on before I fully get my head around what some of the demo stuff was about. But it might be brilliant, and Zelda might be brilliant. And if they're both brilliant, then the console becomes brilliant. That's why the Vita will always be a brilliant console in my head, because it had Persona 4 on it, and that was brilliant.
I'm telling you now. If you get Zelda and play Zelda, you wouldn't regret it. Legitimately, that is, if you wanted Skyrim or a new Elder Scrolls game on it, that's it.
Well, I shall add it to my Christmas list.
Yeah.
Splendid. Right, I'm gonna just sit and nap at my desk now while you lot talk about what I feel like I haven't asked Sheepdog about his cartoon life yet this week. Any anvils fall on you? Driven into a tunnel painted on a brick wall? Anything along those lines, Sheepdog?
No, I did tell you already. I said on my video, and I mentioned in passing that we had the police called on us earlier in the week.
Why?
An old, well, I don't even think they were an old couple. A couple reported to the police that they had video evidence of people drug dealing and casing houses in Deeping. They basically filmed us playing Pokemon Go, and the police went round one of my friend's houses and knocked on his door, and his wife was just like, "What is this? What is going on?" Like, they're clearly, like, they showed him a bit of video, a still picture they'd taken, and you could see on the video it was Pokemon Go on the phones, and they were like, "We kind of thought so because we could see it in the picture, but when we told the couple this, they insisted it wasn't that. They were definitely doing something, because apparently sometimes some of the people that do it with us will get out of their car and go sit in another car for a minute while they're doing the raids or whatever." And yeah, they just insisted that we must be doing drugs, we must be criminals. But they've stood down now. They've actually gone and had a go at the people for filming us while we were playing, because that's illegal.
No, it's not.
Apparently it is. If you whipped out a camera and started filming us while we were doing something without permission.
If you're in a public place, I can film you anytime I like.
I don't know. They're going to have a word with him anyway, apparently.
Interesting.
I think Kev would be in trouble if that was the case.
No, I'm fully clued up on the law about this. Yeah. If it's a public place, you don't need the permission, even if they're a kid. You can just film anyone or anything as long as you're in public. Well, as long as they're in public.
I was going to say they were at home. I don't know then. Maybe they just were saying be careful. I don't know. They said they were going to go back and have a word with him.
That's probably just to appease you, like.
Probably. But yeah, that's pretty much the stupidest thing that's happened. Other than that, I have played games this week.
What?
You have?
Right now, I'm trying to play Kerbal Space Program. It's on the Humble Bundle monthly thing.
Imagine this is on the Switch. This feels like a Switch kind of game. Right kind of.
I don't think it is. This game's frustrated me for a long time because it's always around 20 quid on Steam. And I've always thought it'll be the kind of game that I'll play for a weekend and then I'll never touch again. So if I'm not going to spend 20 quid on it, I'll wait for it to appear in a sale. And then it has literally just never been in a sale. If it has, it's gone down from 20 to 17. It's never gone down to sort of the $5 I'd be willing to throw at it just to see what it was like. But then today I noticed it was in the Humble monthly thing where, you know, so basically for I think it was £8.50, I'm getting like 8 or 9 games. And I thought, well, that's simple maths. I could do that. That'd be fine. But actually, I think this is the only game out of all of them that will run on my computer. It's very unapologetic about its learning curve. Pab sent me a load of videos to try and help me sort of learn how to play it, but the game itself does not give you any hints. It's got like a manual to it that I was trying to look through, but the simplest thing just completely threw me. It was you have to basically set. So when you build your rocket and you send it out to launch, the idea of the game is you're supposed to take this little race of people called the Kerbals and get them to the moon. And you can build a rocket ship. You control. You press spacebar, it takes off, and I didn't realize, but every time you press spacebar, another stage of the launch happens. So I was just holding down spacebar, and the ship was just going as high as it would, and then nothing else was happening. And I was trying to figure out what on earth I was doing wrong. I thought because when I rebuilt the next ship, it just wouldn't take off, and I'm thinking, well, what's going on here? But for some reason, what it had done is it's lumped everything in on one stage. So when I pressed spacebar, all it was doing was shooting the parachute out the top of the rocket. And like just sitting there, the little pilot's just getting all excited because the parachutes splurted out the top of the rocket, but nothing else has happened. So it's taken me about an hour to figure out that I could put the different stages in order. But all I've managed to do so far is get less height on the ship. It just blows through all of its fuel and then parachutes. It's hard. I think it'll be fun. Once I get into it, but I still don't see me playing it more than a few days. It's just it feels like one of the old style sort of theme hospital or whatever style simulators. You just researching, adding bits to it. There's lots of little jokes in there, like the technology they research. Some of it's just stuff they found in a bin and stuff like that. And as I'm going through it and making mistakes, they're learning new things and they're adding new kit in. But it does seem fun. I think it's on the PC. I don't think it's on anything else. I don't think they're the kind of developers that would put it on the Switch. I've not seen anything, but I could be wrong.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, I feel a little bit bad saying they should cut the price enough for someone like me to play it, but I'll be honest, I was never going to play it unless they did. So I'm glad it's in this deal. I don't really get it with some indie games that they have that mentality. They want to keep it at a price they feel it's high enough to warrant their work or whatever, but you sort of think, well, with so many games to choose from, why would I want to spend 20 quid on this, not knowing whether I'm going to like it?
Well, I suppose that's what the Steam refund policy's for.
Yeah, I suppose.
I don't know. It's. I'm in the same boat with you as this. I've always said, if it comes to about £10, I will buy it, and it never has. Just simply because it seems like the sort of game that I'm willing to gamble on for £10, but it seems like you said, it's got such a steep learning curve on it, and it seems very unforgiving in the sense of you don't know what you're doing wrong a lot of the time, and sometimes you haven't got the time to just tinker for hours on end just make it right. Sometimes you just want to know what is the answer. And it doesn't tell you ever. It doesn't tell you what you're doing wrong. It'll just go, figure it out.
I do. I feel like you're spot on. My estimations of this game have been bang on. That it's going to involve me wanting to sit and faff about trying to figure it out. And at the moment, I was kind of in that mood of, well, great, I'll play it. But I'm just sat here thinking, how much, once I've got a ship into space, am I going to want to do any more? Because apparently once you can get them into space, you can start then trying to make them land on other places and go to other planets or something like that. It's been out quite a while. There's a lot of add-ons to it, but do I really want to try and land on another planet and meet new life or whatever? I don't know.
Yeah, definitely you do. I mean, the hard bit is getting it out into orbit. And then it's a whole different ball game again of like getting it into range of another planet and into that orbit and landing it. It's like its own set of challenges of one getting it out of the atmosphere of Earth, and then into and onto another planet is another challenge in itself and another set of YouTube videos to watch. And there's something to it. There is something to it. Like I say, I wouldn't have ever been interested in it, but there is something to it that attracts me to it. There's something that makes me want to tinker and be successful. Because imagine, I know I've seen people do it on videos with people, the joy of landing something on the moon, of all that hard work paying off, and you actually get there and and land it, it's a real good feeling, I imagine. Imagine just getting it. Imagine what you did, Sheepdog. You managed to get it off the ground eventually, didn't you?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the sign of progress. That is a good feeling. Just little progress steps like that must be a good thing.
I suppose, yeah. I mean, the first time I cut to it, I pressed spacebar and literally nothing happened, and I realised it was an unmanned spaceship with no fuel in it. So I went back and I added a man and some fuel, and it took off. So yeah, it did feel like a monumental step. I feel like I have to start a new ship every time because the interface is very, very clunky. Maybe I'm just not used to it yet, but
yeah.
If I start with the wrong part, like for some reason, whatever you pick first, that's the ship, and everything else has to connect to that. So if I pick the wrong part first, then it will just force me to build my ship around that or start again.
That's something progress to learn, won't you? You have to learn which parts do which and what you need to do to start it off, sort of thing, I imagine. I guess so. It should be like an undo sort of feature, shouldn't it? Undo button. I don't want this. I don't know.
Well, I was hoping there'd be like a drag it and stick it in the bin option.
Yeah.
But that doesn't seem to exist, which is very frustrating because sometimes, again, I'll pick a part and then I think, oh no, I didn't want that part. And yeah, it just seems hell-bent on forcing me to take apart. I mentioned to you before as well, the wings. I don't know whether the rockets are supposed to have wings. And it's frustrating the heck out of me because I can't get... If I pick up one wing, I can't say it, bloody hell. I can't guarantee they're going to be in line with one another. And that might not matter in the game. I'm assuming it does, but that might not matter.
I mean...
but I feel like that's a fundamental of rocket design, surely, that wings should line up.
By wings, do you mean fins?
Fins, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, okay, because you can put wings on them as well. Yeah, ideally, yes. You probably do want them, like, equally, distance apart and lined up properly. But that stuff comes, Sheepdog, with watching videos on how to, shortcuts and different things that, it comes with just watching the videos and learning the interface and how the game sort of works, sort of thing. Once you've found out the buttons and the controls and what makes these ships come together, it should then become a lot easier when you want to build something, I imagine.
Yeah, it's starting to... I feel like I've learned a lot in the past hour. Like, I might be giving NASA a call and offering my help. In a day or so. I reckon I'm getting close.
Yeah, give it 2 days. They'll be on the moon. Give NASA a ring.
I reckon I can do it. But I'm going to try and launch this ship, although I've just noticed that one of the parts that I thought I'd attached to it isn't actually attached. Weird. It keeps kicking my pilot out, which is frustrating as well. I wonder whether he knows he's die.
He's out, yeah. I'm not interested. Get me out.
Maybe. I thought he had died at one point, but I realised I'd stuck him in a ship on the what's it called on the launch pad, and then I'd gone off and made another ship. So it was just as we were starting this episode, I suddenly thought he was dead, and I'm trying to frantically find out what was going on with him and pay my respects to his grieving Kerbal family. But turns out he was just sat on the launch pad wondering where the hell I was.
Splendid. You got any more games that you've played this week then, little fella?
I also played the Jackbox Party Pack 3. Have you heard of that? You might have seen that was
made up.
Yep, I've got that.
It's, oh God, I just crashed my ship. It's basically, there's loads of different party games in it. It's a party pack. I'm trying to think what ones we played. We played one that was like Saw. So it was like you have to answer questions. Yeah, you have to answer questions. It's a Steam game.
Everything.
Okay.
Is it on everything then?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. Because I was only playing it on Steam at my sister's.
Pab. Is it on the Switch?
Yes, and I own them.
Okay.
Cool. I'm just trying to find the names of the games. But so we played the one. It was like a murder quiz, and the idea was you had to, if you answered the question wrong, you died. And then you can still answer questions if you were dead, but then at the end, anyone remaining has to answer questions better than the dead people. Otherwise, they lose and the dead people win. It was an interesting game. It was quite funny. But then we played, what was it? It's like a T-shirt
TKO
design. Yeah, it's like a T-shirt designer game.
Yeah, that's the one.
Where basically, I mean, this game was like a roller coaster in a way, because like we started off with draw a picture, and it had no real guidance. You could get a suggestion from it, and I'm looking at it thinking, well, I can't draw for hell. This is rubbish. So I just did a little doodle, and then you had to draw like 3 different doodles, and then you have to come up with your own slogans. And I'm sat there thinking again, well, none of my pictures added up. This is stupid. So I just started making really, really rude and offensive slogans up. And then it asks you to pair different slogans and pictures from your group together. And then suddenly it just became an awesome game, because we had one that was just all these C-bombs and F-bombs, just a nice, happy little tortoise on a picture. And somebody had made the catchphrase, "Who wants hummus?" And then they're drawn a bloody penis squirting. And it was just one of these where it come up on the screen and we were all just taken aback by it, because we hadn't been expecting it. So that ended up being absolutely hilarious.
Please tell me, Sheepdog, you bought that T-shirt.
Do you know, I considered it. I considered a couple of them. A couple of them were far too offensive. And I just kind of thought, I wouldn't be able to wear that in public. But no, it was so fun. I really enjoyed it. I'm trying to think what else we played. There was a what percent of whatever does this kind of game where you'd guess, I don't know, one of them was what percentage of people steal magazines from a doctor's surgery while they're reading them. And, I'd put the percentage at like 15%, and according to their stats, it was like 70%. And like, I don't really believe some of their statistics, but there was one of them said spoilers. It said, spoiler, the answer's 25. And then it said, what percent of people read spoilers online before before they see a film or TV show. So I'm telling everyone in the group, it already told us the spoiler, it's 25. And then it wasn't, it was like 70 again. And we all lost because I believed the stupid joke. I'm trying to think what else we played now. There was a lot of there was a Cards Against Humanity style, complete the sentence game. I'm just checking. Yes. It is literally on everything: Switch, Xbox One, PS4, Steam, Amazon Fire TV.
Yeah, everything.
Because my wife wanted to get it, and I just sort of said, "Oh, I'll figure it out."
Just so that people know it, your controllers are your phones, aren't they?
Sorry, yeah. I'm not giving it the best review because I'm trying to find the bloody.
What's it called again?
Jackbox Party Pack 3.
Yeah.
Or the 4th one's out now as well.
Yeah, they're all pretty good.
It was just really good fun. I mean, we did try another one that we ended up just kind of sacking off because I think it was like coming up with the funniest complete this sentence type thing. And I think I'd get a couple of good ones. My sister would maybe get a couple of good ones. It was like hit and miss. Like I'd like to think I was consistently humorous, but like my wife, for example, just couldn't think quickly enough to really do anything. So she was getting a bit fed up because she just wouldn't understand what it was bloody asking half the time. That one was called Quiplash.
Yes.
So it's all about being, quippy and funny. We also played. I can't remember the name of it. It might be really simple, like bomb disposal. Whatever, the one where you dispose bombs, diffuse bombs. Sorry,
I don't know. Is it one called Espionage?
Oh no, sorry. I'm talking. This is outside.
Nobody explodes.
That's the one. Yes.
Oh, you played that, did you? That's
brilliant. We played that, because we were playing this one, and I think my brother-in-law was kind of like, oh, we did all right with that. We nobody killed each other. No one got annoyed with each other, and then he was just like, I've got a game that will absolutely tear us apart and make us argue all night. And so he put it on, and I've discovered, as well as being a fantastic T-shirt designer, I'm a damn fine bomb diffuser. He'd just be there, I'd be with the instructions, and I'd go, how many wires is it? And he'd just tell me, and I'd count through, and I'd be like, right, just do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. And then we swapped roles thinking that would lead to carnage. And again, he was just talking me through it. I was disposing of them. We got quite far in before one of them actually exploded, and I just sat there thinking, I thought we were going to, you'd assume out of all the people to lose their rag and go nuts, I'd be the one. But yeah, I was actually pretty good at it. I also remember we played, what's it called? It's a cooking game where is it Overcooked?
Which one is it? Is it the one where you've got like multiple people and you've got to do different jobs?
Yeah, we were playing it a year ago.
They're all like cutesy animals. They're all like cutesy animals.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, and that was fantastic and difficult. I remember playing that at EGX Review last year, I think. I'm sure I played it at EGX with somebody. We did the level with the 2 lorries, and you have to walk between them when they come together. Again, we played that for hours. It got to the point with that where I was kind of like, I'm starting to just get a bit tired of cooking now. Once we'd got into the rhythm of it, I was...
that one will start arguments. Because that one,
I feel like my brother-in-law just wanted to fight me because that's pretty much. He said, "Well, this didn't work. Let's go on to Overcooked." And then it got to a point where he was just like, "Oh no, come over here, mate. Oh, you set fire to the kitchen." And I feel like we were overcompensating and ended up being really civil until it got to the point where I was like, "Oh, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to bed." Whereas I think, yeah, if I was playing it at home with Claire, we probably would have ripped shreds out of each other. But no, it was good. I enjoyed it. It was very, very fun, sort of getting cracking on some games that I've either played before or should have played before. Yeah, so that's 4 games I've played this week. Some of them were kind of not forced upon me, but
talk to me some more about Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes, because I've owned this game for ages and have never even installed it. What's the deal with the instructions? Do you have to print all that out?
No,
you don't have to.
He gave me a laptop on my lap, and he was on the telly, and I just looked away from the telly, basically. Yeah, so I was just flicking through the PDF while he was looking at the telly where the bomb was. I guess you could probably have that the other way around. And it's just different pages. So he might say, right, I'm on the wire one, and you have to go to the page that has the wire instructions on it. There was one where it was symbols, and the symbols are really hard to explain and describe. There was one where it was like colour patterns. You had to remember the patterns. It's like if it went red, blue, red, then that meant you had to press yellow, green, yellow, or something like that. And it would just you just had to follow the instructions. And it would say like, if none of these occur, do this. I think the one where it started to catch us out, it was saying like, if it says 1 at the top, press the 4th button. If it says 4, press 4 wherever it is. If it says 3, press the button you pressed at the beginning. And so it's like once you've got 6 steps in, and then it throws press the button you press second. You're like, well, I don't remember what that was now. And, we completely didn't see it coming kind of thing, because it wasn't like it had said, "I'll remember what you press as you go."
Yeah.
But no, it was great fun just trying to get our heads around it, really.
Splendid. I might have to force somebody to play this with me at some point.
I feel like...
Go on.
Sorry, go on.
Go on, Sheepdog. It's all right.
I was going to say, I feel like you'll feel very frustrated. It depends someone who you're comfortable arguing with, like I assume you're probably quite comfortable arguing with Anna, you probably don't want to play so much because you'll end up having blazing rows. Whereas if you're playing with someone that you're able to be a bit more, I can't think of the right word, like restrained, then that might work better.
Well, for me, this game is ideal for playing online with, in the sense of it's good for playing in a room like that. It's probably better to be playing in a room like that. But I could play with you, Kev, and you could be playing the game on your screen. I can't see your screen. You can't see the book that I'm reading. So I've got the PDF open here on my end. You've got the game open on your end. So it works that way, and then you can switch it around. So I'd be playing the game, you'd have the PDF open, and there's no way of any cheating going on in there. Unless I load the
PDF up and put it on my.
Well, you could do, but I mean, then it's kind of the point. You might as well play it by yourself at that point.
Yeah, I'm less likely to argue with myself. I might have to play it online with somebody at some point then, because I think one of me or Anna would end up dead. I'd end up dead if me and Anna played this game, I think. She would just throttle me very quickly. Probably before we even got the bomb part, it would be the loading the game. It would be some kind of argument along the lines of, have you got the PDF open? Yeah. Is it? It would go off on one. It would be mental.
I suppose Anna would...
Anna!
What?
Shall we play Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes?
Sounds like a plan.
Splendid. How are you getting on with Mario? Have you finished it yet?
No, I need the charger.
What, you're not charging at the moment?
No, because it's upstairs. I didn't think I'd need it, but I do need it now.
Okay, but you're having fun, are you? Or you were having
Yeah,
fun?
It's not what I remember from EGX. I can tell you that.
What, in a good way or a bad way?
I don't know. In the EGX, it was fun. This is just not
so a bad way then.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, it's like what I played at EGX is I've not seen in the game yet. That's what I'm trying to say.
What level are you on? Let's say that. What sort of world are you in?
Some sand.
So you're in the desert temple level.
Yeah.
Okay,
so that one.
See, I did play the desert on one of the playthroughs, on one of the demos I did, and hated it. I hated the desert part. I thought it was rubbish. But the city part, I really liked. Right? That's the hub level, isn't it?
No. That's one of the worlds, like the desert one is.
Okay. Yeah, the desert one was just trash. That's the one I played on the party bus at Comic-Con, I think. The desert. And it was rubbish. Because by then the full game was out, so you could just do what you wanted, and I just carried on where the guy before me was. And clearly, the guy before me had got to a point where he was on the desert level, had got stuck, and I just sat there for 10 minutes stuck in the same place he was, but not knowing any of the mechanics. Couldn't work out how to go back to home on a Switch. I now know you have to press the thing 3 times, obviously. I'm there pressing every button on the thing, trying to reset the game so I can just start again from the beginning. Didn't want to put my hand up because I didn't want to look like the idiot who 5 minutes into a 10-minute demo says, how do I restart? I still don't know what I'm doing. So in the end, I just sat there dying repeatedly and then left really annoyed with it.
How can you get lost on a Mario game, though?
Because I didn't get what you were supposed to be doing. It wasn't clear what the objective was. I needed to go back a step to work out what I was supposed to be doing.
It's usually just defeat Bowser, isn't it?
Well, he wasn't there. I think he had the afternoon off or something.
He's always there somewhere, though, isn't he?
Well, he wasn't there. He wasn't there at all.
You weren't there, man.
Exactly. Anna, what else have you played this week in addition to Mario?
More Far Cry.
Have you? And how are you finding Far Cry?
Yep, great. Finished the first main area. Done all that. That was splendid. And now I'm in because it's 3 distinctive areas. I'm in the second one. It's a bit mental in the second one. Because the first one was quite tame. There wasn't a lot going on. This one, you're going through and you are getting drugged all the time because of the way they distribute, they give out their drugs. So you're getting high all the time, which is really bizarre. So I'm just doing that as normal. And I also got Ni no Kuni this week, number 2. I forget what it's called.
Ni no Kuni Toonie.
Was it Revenant Kingdom? Same right?
That sounds right.
Something like that.
So I got that. It has changed from the previous one because you don't have your friends. You know them little Pokemon thing. You don't have them. They've made it into a different way. So you're in this world. You end up in a different parallel world, and basically you are the king of Ding Dong End or Bell Ding Dong something. I don't know. Basically, it's the one from the previous game, and you're a little. I thought a girl. You're not. You're a boy, and so the person that came through and this boy decide to have to leave. So they leave, and then this whole story comes out about what's happened and why you're escaping. In this bit, you are in a 3D world, but when you get to the world map, it goes to the old Final Fantasies, but not Kev. Sheepdog. You know that one that came out recently, that Final Fantasy game? Not 15, but that other one.
Oh, the one where you've got little pop vinyl people.
Yeah, so basically when you're on the world map, you turn into pop vinyl creature thing. Well, you look like you're a pop vinyl of the 3D person walking around the world map. And then as you're going through that map, you're fighting enemies. It's just like you would on the old Ni no Kuni, or when you would play Final Fantasy, you were just running to battles. That when you do that, you go onto a fight scene and you fight it out. It's not turn-based anymore. Basically, at the moment, all I've been doing is pressing square and triangle and a bit of R2 to use some powers. I don't know if I like it. I've been playing it for about 3 hours, and I'm like, it's a bit easy. I don't know whether I've got too much power or I need to put difficulty, because there's no difficulty slider, but there's like a way of changing, because you can carry 3 weapons at a time, and if you don't, because I haven't got it on manual at the moment, I had it on semi-automatic, so I think I need to put it onto manual, and then so I've got more things to think about. But it's quite easy, and then you find these little things. They're tiny. They're like the I don't even know what to call them. Can't remember what their names are. It's quite late. But basically, these are little tiny things, and hickory-pickories, I think they're called, or something. And they have different colours. Different colours mean different powers. So I've got white ones that, when they're in battle with me, if I go near them and press X, they will make up a cannon, and then they will fight the enemies. I got some green ones, they gave me shields. I got a purple one that did some kind of magic. But yeah, that was kind of cool. So I did that bit, and then there was a story bit where it was like you had to go around these plates that would fall every time. Like when you walked on them, they would fall, and you had to do it in a certain order. I don't know what that was all about, whether you have to do that more in the game, but that was a bit weird. And then after that bit, there was like this other like mini game thing where there's you, and then there's like next to you there is a group of like soldiers and a group of archers, and you move them around using the left and right stick, going through the world. It's very strange. Don't understand why that's there, but it is, and you can add people to your army so they get stronger. So I don't understand why that's there or what to do with it. But I've just went, fine, leave you over there, and now I'm in so I started in one area, now in another area. I went to the map, and the map is absolutely massive. I've heard people finish it in 30 hours, which seems about reasonable. But that's just when I want to sit and not think about anything. And Far Cry is just when I want to just shoot people, basically. Because
now it makes a lot more sense. You were talking about Ni no Kuni before, weren't you?
Yeah.
Because I disappeared just as you were starting to talk about Far Cry, and I'm listening to you explaining what you're playing, thinking, Far Cry seems like it's taken a massive turn since I last played. What's she talking about? And now I understand. It's all come back to me now.
Yeah, so Ni no Kuni is all cutesy and nice. Like the story from the first one, the story in this is not as dark and deep as it was then. I remember starting that game and playing it for about an hour, thinking, when's the game going to start?
It's all films, isn't it, for the first bit?
Oh, for goodness sake. Like, it was nice, and it gave me a backstory, but it was just really, really long. Yeah, so that's the cutesy game. Far Cry is my violent game, and now I'm playing Odyssey. Well, I was playing Odyssey, but it's out of battery, so I need to go and find a charger, which is upstairs. It's not the game I played at EGX. Maybe I'll get there at some, because I really liked it when we were in the big town. because there's different places, different things to do. This I don't like desert worlds. They always know me in every.
The desert world's always the worst level in Mario. I don't know why they bother including it. Surely nobody likes the desert.
Trust me, it really ain't. It really ain't.
Oh,
There are some worse levels in there than the desert one. Desert one's not too bad. The desert one was that bad, but
I don't. It's just because they've got the bombs. Like are they called bombs?
Oh, the bullet
They've
bills.
got, the bullets. They're
Bullet
just
bills.
like I was doing this puzzle where I had to be them to get through, and I kept hitting the wall because they're so slow to turn. And then, like, they hit the wall, they're dead, and then you hit the goo, and then you're dead, and it's just like, oh. So I've walked away from that one. I'll play it because it's new. Oh, excuse me. Well, I really wanted rabbits, but Kevin was being mean. So
Well, I don't want to pay half for that because it's.
no, but the thing was, I if I knew this was coming, I wouldn't have bought Ni no Kuni.
Well, I didn't. I was getting that at the time.
But I'll get it somehow. I've got 4 more weeks after uni, and then I've finished. So then I'll have all the time to play all different games. Oh.
Super.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry for yawning. I'm just really tired because we've been had an inspection. It's just been late nights, early mornings with children. And then we did play Fortnite in the week.
Oh, we did.
We did.
Forgot about that.
I'm getting very good at this game. By the way, I played it on my phone and got a kill.
Did you?
I did.
You got 2 kills, didn't you?
Play it on your phone.
Yeah, I was in top 20 on my phone.
When I said to you I'm in Essex, why didn't you tell me to get it on my phone?
So I don't think you can play on the phone with
can.
people on the computer. Oh, can you? I didn't realise that.
so.
Well, then, Pab, if you knew that feels like something you should have said.
I didn't think about it because I only realised today that it actually come out of the early access invite only thing today, so I didn't realise it was actually out and open.
So you're telling me somehow I'm better on my phone, despite the fact I'm potentially playing against people on Xbox and PC?
No. If you're on your own, realistically, you'll be put into a mobile only server. But if Sheepdog came and joined our group, he would be put into a PC server.
Okay.
Which I'd probably be terrible on, but at least it'd be a chance
as well, though.
We're not good. We're not good. I mean, our total of 2 hours streaming, we
did. In my first 2 minutes, I did get a kill.
Oh yeah, but like I say, I bet between the 3 of us, I bet we didn't get more than.
Anyone who wants to know how good we are could head to twitch.tv/LaLujo.fm, where they'll find a newly partnered streamer and be able to watch his replay. That's me, my stream.
Never heard of you.
I'm a hero. I've just made a terrible mistake and started a game on my PC that's got loads of loud background music that's now playing over your voices. How do I turn this stupid noise off?
I was going to say, it's funny that you stream with me and Anna, and then the day after you get partnered.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Strange
I assume that because it was also a few minutes after I cancelled that day's stream. So I put a tweet out saying, "Yeah,
I saw that. That made me laugh." Yeah, I'm not.
And then within 20 minutes, I had the email come through. Bearing in mind, I applied for partnership months ago, and it's taken them that long to get back to me. But yeah, so I don't know if it was you two who did it, or the fact that I just decided not to stream and they thought I was going back to YouTube that did it. Either way, I'm finally partnered. Hurrah!
Do you reckon they thought, "Oh no, we can't lose him"?
Probably. That's what
He's only just come into our lives.
Exactly. Well, they've lost me once before, so they obviously didn't want to lose me again.
Were they outside your house playing what you meant
mental.
to?
Yeah, I think they should have been. I'd like to think they were. Pork and beans. I don't believe you've told us what you've been playing this week.
No,
it's quite lax of you, actually.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I've not played a lot.
Because you've got a Switch and there isn't a lot to play, I guess.
No, I mean I can tell you about a game that I have played on the Switch called Serial Cleaner.
I've heard about this years ago.
3-4 years ago.
No, it came out last year.
Okay.
And it might have come out last year on the Switch. I didn't even realise it had come out. I saw it in the sale and got it for £7. And I was
one earlier then.
Okay. It's an indie game, Kevin. You wouldn't like it. So yeah, I spotted it in the sale. I was like, I didn't even know that was out. Else I would have bought it straight away when it came out. So the premise is it has like it reminds me a little bit how it's set out like Hotline Miami, like top down sort of thing. And you are a cleaner. You get rid of So there's been like you have to go to a crime scene and get rid of evidence pretty much. So you go down there with your vacuum, and you start vacuuming up the blood and what have you. And there's like a series of challenges in each one. So get rid of a certain percentage of blood, get rid of like X number of bodies, and get rid of evidence. So you have to. It's a stealth game, basically. So you have to sneak around. The police guys in these areas have got cones of vision, and they're on a patrol, and you've got to walk around, sneak around, and you can jump in hiding boxes or wardrobes or cabinets or whatever. You just hide on these maps, and you then have to get the body, take it back to your car, chuck it in the car, go and get the gun or whatever it is, a piece of evidence, and then go and vacuum up all the blood. It's a cool, quirky game. Very hard. I don't know if it's just me that's not very good at the game. I found myself thinking I could get away from a lot of people because as soon as someone spots you, they'll come chasing at you. But you hide somewhere, they just scrap it. They're like, oh, gone. Completely gone, like as if it just disappeared and didn't exist. So I was trying to play it like kind of fast and loose, just kind of seeing it. It's all right. He's seen me. It's fine. I'll get into this thing. Nope. They're really quick and they knock you out, and you have to start the whole level again.
Doesn't sound like my cup of tea.
No, it probably isn't, Kev. That's why I didn't mention it.
You're a very wise man.
Yes, exactly.
Many times.
Exactly. So yeah, I do like the aspect of it. I do like the premise of it, but it's really difficult, and I got frustrated with it last weekend and just was like, I can't be doing this now. I cannot be doing this. He's stressing me out a little bit, and just went and played Stardew Valley for a bit because it's farming. Well, not where I don't have to do anything. I can just go and collect me beetroots and me other vegetables that I've been planting, and then just get on with my day. Just potter about town, saying hello to everybody. Not doing much.
Sounds really, really thrilling as a game.
It is quite a nice chill out game, to be fair. Stardew Valley. It's just a game where you just do what you want. There's all sorts of. It's incredibly deep, and you can do as much or as little of it as you want. There's a whole mining system and a battling system in the mines with enemies. There's a whole system like a sort of like a dating game in there where you date, where you go and take presents to the girls, and then you got to convince them to go out with you and stuff like that, and then you eventually marry them and whatever. And then there's a whole farming stuff into it as well. There's all sorts to that game, and it's so good. Nice for the Switch. But anyway, yeah, I've mainly been playing Far Cry 5. That's all I've pretty much played on. Last week, did I mention it last week?
Yeah.
I feel like I did mention it last week. And I'd probably played maybe 2 hours at the most last week. And I wasn't sure about it because it just felt. I'll say this again. I probably said it last week. It felt too scattergun in what it wanted to do. It was just me just pinging, zigzagging across the map, going, "Oh, what's this here? Oh, what's this here? Oh, do this. You go and do that. Oh, what's this here?" And just literally just not getting anywhere near where I wanted to be. I don't know if I said this last week. I probably didn't, but I did that much stuff before I got to like the main mission he wanted me to go to in this town called Falls End. I did that much stuff. I then got a thing through on the radio going, "Thanks to all your hard work around this area, it's spooked everybody up a bit, and we've managed to sort it out ourselves, so you don't need to come."
Yeah,
and I was like,
the same.
I was like, "What? That's a story mission. Surely I need to do that." And I was kind of confused because then I just strolled into town and they're all going, "You all right? What's going on here?" And I was wandered in, had a beer at the bar, and went to the gun shop and what have you, and just thought about there's no one around. I'm like, I don't understand. That was a story mission. I've just kind of skipped the story mission because I've been wrecking shop all over this little county area. But you mentioned them prepper stashes last week, Anna, and I hadn't encountered any at the time. Oh my word, they are that is that. As soon as you mentioned it, I went right. Let's find one. So I found one, and that leads to umpteen different ones. Because all you do is you just got to find people with them little diamond icons above their heads, and I'm just chasing people down the street, going, "Come back!" I'm killing people on their driving away. I pick them back up and go, right, what have you got for me?
Yeah.
Because you find everything in this game is found out through talking to people and looking at signs and stuff like that. So I'm just forever just going finding people, going, what have you got for me? What info have you got for me? And it's prepper stash, like, right, I'm going. And I just literally zigzag my way around the map, just following the prepper stashes. And then, there's an outpost that's there. So I'll do that stash, that outpost. Then we'll go to that stash, and then that outpost. And
They're good though, aren't they?
It's so useful because you just get, like I say, it's free perk points for every stash you do. And it's not just
it's even the puzzling.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's not just the fact that it's just a little lockbox that you go, there's 3 points for it. No, there's like a puzzle element to each room. It's like a puzzle room each time. And you've got to like drain the bunker. The bunker's been flooded. You've got to find a way to drain it. The one I liked was where it was a locked up security room, and I had to go across the other side of the lake, shoot through the window at the security lock on the other side, shoot through the window and unlock the door. That was quite good. But I like the game a lot, in spite of some things such as I can never go down the road without start getting into a firefight. I come out of an outpost fully loaded out with ammo. I'm going to this stash, then going to go and do that outpost. I'm going to do that story mission or whatever side mission it is. I can't go 30 yards without some geezers pulling up by me trying to kill me. So I have to shoot all them. Another 2 turn up, shoot all them. By the time I get to where I want to go, I've got no bullets left. So I'm now doing these outposts with pistols because my sniper rifle's got no bullets left for it. And at times I'm just like, right, just leg it, just get off the road into a field, and we're just going. And even then, you've got to deal with the animals. You've got to deal with the cougars. Wolverines, bears.
Oh, they're awful. Wolverines.
I was like, what is that? I was like, it's like screeching like it was like screeching like flute noise. I was like, someone playing a flute or something really badly, or a recorder, and it's like a screeching like whistling noise. All around it, it's like this little beaver looking thing. It's a Wolverine. I was like, what the hell are you? And he was just going wild on me.
When I was in game buying this game, I was like, a honey badger, because the guys had already played it because they got early access. I was like, are the honey beavers back? He goes, yeah, they're in there, but there's worse things. I was like, what's worse than honey beavers? Wolverines. They're awful things.
Yep.
They're horrible.
And then it gets worse. There comes a certain point in that first area where that guy, the main guy, John Seed, he decides, right, we're gonna send planes after you now. So periodically, every 10 minutes, a guy comes around in a plane and just starts gunning at you. You're like, for God's sake, let me play the game instead of them getting attacked by guns, animals, and rednecks who don't like you. It's just a constant barrage. It's like a real attack and everything. You've got to be alert at all times on this game. I think the quieter times when I'm going doing an outpost and there's like 6 people, I'm like, fine, here we go. This is a quiet one because I'm just going to snipe everyone off as I go, and there you go, job done. Now, the outpost used to be a real like task, like a real like achievement if you can do an outpost. But now it's an achievement just to get to the outpost. So yeah,
they are. That is annoying.
It's the only problem I've got with it, though.
Yeah,
I've grown to love it. I really have. It looks amazing. It plays much better. It plays like 10 times better than what we played at Rest. Was it last year? No, not Rest. Insomnia last year we went, didn't we? We played it. It was. I came out there going, that played horrendously. It controlled really bad. Now it is night and day. It plays so much better. So if you did get demo it like last year at some point and it's turned you off of it, give it another look because it does play differently. It does play better. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Fortnite, Far Cry, and a bit of Switch stuff. That's about it.
Splendid. Any more then on the old video games?
Don't think so.
No, we're good.
Splendid. I guess we move on to movies and television and whatnot then.
I don't think I've seen any films. I've seen some TV, but have you seen any movies?
I don't think so.
No, you're never in the evening, Kevin, so I don't watch anything. So,
I've finished The Good Place, which I kept calling The Good Life when I spoke about it on my vlog, and then realised
that's what you've been really watching.
That's the
you're
program
watching
about
The Good
the
Life.
people living on their farm, isn't it?
In their suburban farm.
Yeah.
Sheepdog. Farm, that wouldn't be a sitcom.
So I've watched both seasons of that now, and it's awesome. I didn't realise that both of those seasons came out like November and February of the past, 2017 and 2018.
Pretty quick.
Which I've never seen shows do that before.
Does that mean the original one just took a while to make it here or something? Or were they both, was that when they came out in America as well?
Online, it seemed to suggest that was just when it came out. Netflix made it. So it's just Netflix being Netflix, I guess. Maybe they thought, get it out, see whether it's worth filming the rest of it. It's great. I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, how far through it are you?
I've only watched the first episode of season 2. I've not watched past that.
I don't
don't
know
know
where
what
we are
season one, I
season-wise.
think.
Are we?
Yeah, because you're never inside.
I'm inside more often than I'm outside.
You've been in the evening once this week, Kevin.
That was because we played Fortnite together one night. And we're recording a podcast together tonight.
This is date night for Kevin.
Exactly.
I've been watching Fear of the Walking Dead.
You've been watching that, have you?
Yeah, Fear of the Walking Dead season 3 is now on Amazon, on Prime.
Right.
So I'm watching that because I've watched the other 2 seasons, and like last night, because I put it on and I forgot what had happened, and I'm watching it thinking, okay, what's going on? And they're in an army camp, right? So there's a bunch of army guys there. And they've only used the gun twice, I think, in that whole section. Whereas you watch The Walking Dead, that's all it is gunfighting. The differences between these two are mental. Like, there's gruesome deaths and gore in Fear, where in The Walking Dead there's not a lot going on. It's about the people. This is just, like, icky. And I like icky. I like gore because that's what The Walking Dead used to be. Like, I haven't even watched The Walking Dead for 2 weeks. I'm that bored of it. But Fear the Walking Dead, I was like, oh, that's now on Prime. I'll watch that because Kevin hated it when it started.
Exactly what you were just saying, because it's not about the people. It's just about being a horror show. And that's not what The Walking Dead's supposed to be.
But I got invested, obviously, the characters, and then one of the main characters, like from the start, from season 1, dies, and I'm like, why? Like his character, I would have picked. Well, there's the woman. I can't stand her. I just don't think she can act very well. I'd rather she was dead than the other guy was dead. And I was just like, why kill him? He was just about to get interesting, and then they just kill him off, and it's just like, oh, hate that.
Because he's not Sawyer's girlfriend.
Oh, who's Sawyer's girlfriend?
The star of Fear the Walking Dead, Sawyer's girlfriend, isn't she? Out of Lost.
Juliet?
No, the original one from before the plane crash.
That's not her, is it?
Yeah.
Well, then
The
she
one he
got
did cons and stuff with.
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember. But she is like, I just don't like her in this. I don't know.
Nobody liked her in Lost either.
Oh, well, there you go. Yeah, I don't like her. I don't think she's a very good character. She's just Mardy all the time.
She's probably pulling a con. Sawyer will turn up soon with a moustache on.
Like their son, like him, he's all right. The dad, I like him.
I couldn't stand any of the characters in this. Sorry to interrupt, but yeah.
The daughter, I like her, but the mum, she just winds me up. But I will watch it because I like what the stuff that happens in it. Like last night, there was a guy in it, and I was watching. Like, I know this guy, and he's like a proper film star. Like he's been in films. I'm like, oh my god, they've actually got like proper people in this one, and I thought that's kind of cool. And he met a really awful death, but I don't know. It's picking up traction somewhere if they're on season 3 and season 4 is coming. So somewhere someone likes it, and I like it. So that's on. If you've got
realistically, it just means it's hard to tell whether they're buying merch for that or the normal Walking Dead, and that's all it really is about, flogging Walking Dead merch.
Yeah, but they're completely different titles. It's Fear the Walking Dead, and they've got a whole logo and like aesthetic to it, whereas the Walking Dead, that aesthetic as well. It's very odd. It's because I think what's happening is this is at the start, so they don't know what causes it, because like what I was watching, they were doing experiments, and the walkers look relatively new. This is like back at the start, whereas the Walking Dead, I think some major time has passed, and that's where. So it's like a prequel to that. But they said there might be crossover, so that'd be kind of cool to see like where they crossover and how and why. That'd be fun. Like, I don't know, they meet a young Glenn or something.
It's what's his name, isn't it? They're meeting I forgot his name. Morgan.
Yeah, he disappeared for so long.
Yep, it's Morgan.
Morgan. Okay, that'd be cool.
I was trying to explain to my wife that I don't see him surviving the season because he's already in Save Me. But she
Yeah, but that's finished now. It was only a few episodes, wasn't it?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I've not watched the Walking Dead this week. So.
We did, however, watch the end of the Santa Clarita Diet, season 2 of that, which Sheepdog's still wrong about because it's really good. 2 excellent seasons of that. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I like that one too.
So people should go watch that because it's splendid.
The guy, one of the guys in it is from Firefly. Sheepdog, you like Firefly, don't you?
Not enough to watch something just because someone's in it.
Oh, really?
You should watch it because it's awesome.
Oh, it is good. Do like that one.
We do need to get back to weeds, though, now we've seen that.
Yeah, well, Kevin, you need to spend some time inside.
I'm in the same position with that.
I was inside enough to watch Santa Clarita Diet an entire season of the week.
Because that's not always sweary words with children around.
Oh, it is.
Not as many as weeds. Come on, there was one time I watched it and they strung about 6 swear words together as a sentence, and I was like, I can't have this on because the boy has ears. No, not having that. Very bad.
I see.
Yes.
Anything else from you, gentlemen, and Sheepdog?
No, I'm all good.
No, not realistically. I mean, I'm still watching Dragon Ball Z. I don't know why. Yeah, I keep watching it, and it's a really good show. It really is cool. I'm watching it. So I've told you before. I'm watching it 5 episodes at a time in sync with a podcast that is like discussing the said 5 episodes that you watch a week. So it's not too difficult. So it's like the 24-minute episodes or something like that. So they're not long, but I just can't. I just keep wanting to watch more and more and more constantly, even though I've got to stick to like 5 a week just to keep up with my podcast. And I feel like I just want to keep going, but I'm not going to. I'm going to keep to the schedule. So 5 episodes a week. There's a lot of episodes of Dragon Ball. There's a lot. So, yeah.
Splendid. Well, I guess that makes it comics o'clock then.
Right, I'm going to go. Because that's boring.
You've read so many comics this week.
I haven't. No, Kevin, I don't read them because I have games.
I see.
Though I do have Audible now.
Oh.
Do you?
So yeah, because I thought I've listened to all the podcasts. I need something to listen to while I do all the all the podcasts I'm interested in. So I got Audible. So I got a book about the concentration camps.
Okay.
Listening then.
I like to hear the stories about how they got out. It fascinates me that happened and the world like didn't let it happen, but it happened. I'm like, how? It was one guy and that happened. That's just awful. And I like to hear how, like, yes, they got caught and yes, they were put in these camps and yes, millions of people died, but some people made it out and I'm glad they did and they got through that and yeah, more for that. So
did you sign up using audibletrial.com/Lelujo?
No, because I'd already had a trial years ago.
Is that a thing?
Probably not. It's it will be though before this episode is out.
Okay. I'll do that then, people. But yeah, like
it doesn't actually exist. Please don't.
No, the thing is, right? I got 4 different because I got 1 credit and I tried 4 different books until I got to one that I liked. And it's so easy because, like, if you don't like a book, I listened to a book for like an hour and I was like, don't like this. So I gave it back and then I got another one and I didn't like that. I got another one, didn't like that, and then I got one I liked and stuck with it. It's awesome the way they do it.
Hold on, audibletrial.com/Lelujo. How do we get this set up? Because Anna's doing a full-on ad for it.
No, I'm just saying that it actually works. And for $7.99, if you, because like some books are like 63 hours long.
Oh yeah,
63 hours long.
Is that someone reading it really slowly?
I think that's Stephen Fry does Sherlock or something. And that's
just be like, sure.
But yeah, 63 hours, that's mental. Like mine's only 9 hours. But 9 hours over some time is good. And for $7.99, because I ain't got time to sit and read. And plus,
nobody got time for that.
No, because I read so much for uni. I don't want to then go read more. I'd rather listen to it while I don't know, I clean the floor or clean the bathroom, and I can just listen to it and get on with it. And like, it has a sleep mode on it, so it basically when you go and sleep, you can let it run for 30 minutes and turn off. So when you go back to it, you haven't let it run all the way through, and where the hell did I get to? Because I've done that before, and that's awful. But
keep going. This is the best ad spot anyone's ever done for Audible on a podcast. And goodness me, there have been a lot.
I'm not trying to do an ad. I'm just saying I've got it, and it works, and I like it. And because I've never used it before, well, I used the trial, and then I got it, and I thought it was good. Like the fact that you can pick a book, and if you don't like it after a couple of hours, give it back and get a different one. It's excellent. But
keep going.
I have got nothing else.
I've nearly got it.
What's our web link for that, Kev?
I don't know yet. Hold on. I'm literally signing up for it right now.
Hold on, let me go on to the app. So
I'll edit it in afterwards.
I was going to say, you don't really need to do it, Kev. Will just later. I find it ridiculous.
I'm reading The Tattooist of Auschwitz. I can't say that word.
Auschwitz.
Yeah, so that's what I'm reading at the moment. But like the other ones I had was The Girls and Letters to the Midwife, which I thought was called The Midwife, like carry-on book from Farewell to the East End, but it was not. It was just basically letters to that woman, and she wrote back, and I was like, no, I've had enough of that. But they have lots of stuff on there, and it's very good. And like now, like, because I've got that book, recommended for you is The Man Who Broke Into Sheepdog.
Into Sheepdog? Nobody broke into me.
No, and then the pharmacist of that, and yeah, Born Survivors, The Trauma Cleaner, The Good Doctor of Warsaw. See? all the things that I am interested in. I'm interested in history.
Good. History is a good thing to be interested in.
Are
Definitely.
you there yet, Kevin?
No, it's going to be a little while. Just assume that there's going to be one eventually. Go and check my Twitter. I'll tweet it out.
So the Sherlock Holmes by Stephen Fry.
Are you really still just going to keep
Hold
going?
on, no, because I thought it's 71 hours and 58 minutes, and you pay $7.99 for that if you want to pick that.
Well, it'll be free for your audio trial through.
Yeah.
But sound beautiful.
Anyway, carry on. But you wanted to do comics. I thought I'd do a book because.
That's fine. I've had Audible for many years. I find it a great, great service.
Okay, right. Well, then, goodbye, podcast people. I'm going to go and find a job.
Wow,
Podcast host lady.
I meant to the listeners, but thank you for.
So did we.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye-bye.
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 I just figured out how to get my Kerbals transmitting back to base from space. I've managed to get someone in orbit and everything. This is amazing.
There you go. See,
I think they're in orbit anyway. The Earth was going around beneath them. They were 40,000 meters in the air. That might not be orbit.
There you go. It's there. That's
Like
what gets you hooked. That is what gets you hooked. That feeling of genius is there.
Straight to the moon now.
Yeah.
So, comics then. I don't think I've read any this week again. I'm too busy.
Damn it. I was just thinking the same.
It's all on you, Pab.
It's not good, this, because I've had a quiet week myself. I've only read the one book.
Talk about it at length while I sign
up. I read Volume 2, is it? Yeah, Volume 2 of Kim and Kim. I don't know if I mentioned that I read the first one last year. And it's very much it's a cool, nifty book about these women bounty hunters both called Kim. And it's set as I can't decipher what it kind of has a little bit of Giant Days art style to it. Yeah, Giant Days kind of art to it. But it's about these two. They're like it's all set in like a modern, it's like space. It's a bit Star Warsy, but more modern, if you know what I mean. And they've got like bounty hunters in space, and this volume is all set around one of the girls' ex-girlfriends who steals something from them, who turns up out of the blue and steals like a proof of payment sort of thing from them. So they have to go and catch her to get it back and get the money back because they are skint. And it's just like I think there's only 4 issues in this book, which I felt was quite small. I thought there was like at least 5 or 6 issues in this book, and it's not. It's only 4 issues, but it's like it goes through like the trials and tribulations of like the emotions of this girl who has been betrayed by her ex-girlfriend who's stolen this thing from him, and then there's the teammate of her, the other Kim, who's trying to support her and like trying to deal with her issues as well. And then there's an whole side cast of characters that just turn up as well in it, and it's all very quirky and kind of fun, actiony sort of thing. And it's all a big, what do they say on the front here? Nothing short of iconic multiversity comics. I don't know. It's all about like, I don't know. I wasn't blown away by the first one. It was all right, and I don't know how I ended up with the second one. I just saw it at the bottom of my pile, and I'm running out of books to read it, so I'm going to read this, and it's just all right. It's just fine. It's not going to blow you away, but it's definitely not terrible. But But that's it. That's all I've read. I'm running low on books. I've got a stack of. I've got a list.
You need a trip to Forbidden Planet in the next week or so.
I've got a list prepared next week. I noticed this week that Volume 4 of Paper Girls came out.
Did it, by golly?
Ooh,
Yeah,
cool.
so now
I'll seek that out.
that's on my list now for next week.
Excellent.
So yeah, so I am in dire need of a trip to a comic book shop.
Hopefully we'll have some kind of fortuitous trip to London where we go to an event that perhaps doesn't take up our entire day and we accidentally end up in Forbidden Planet as well.
Yeah, hopefully. Surely there's an event like that coming up.
I can just imagine the look on Bounty's face when it gets to 11:15. Right, we're ready to go now.
I don't know what you're on about. I don't get there till 12.
Sorry, 12:15. We've had enough of Rez now. Can we go and look at the comics?
Yeah.
I'm sure he's used to you by now, though.
I'm sure he'd have to ditch us at some point.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure we'll just leave him there. And then I'll see him again at the train on the way home.
But you say that. He'll have got on the wrong train.
Well, he did message me the other day to say he's now not getting the same train as me because
really?
I'd already booked mine before, and obviously I'm going first class because I'm not a peasant, and I don't want to not sit in first class and sit with him, and because I'm a monster. So I think he's now getting a different train as well because there's no point in him getting the same one as me if he's got to just sit and look at me through the first class window. I don't even eat the croissant that they give me because I can't eat it because it's full of flour.
Get it down, you.
No, day 50 was this week. I've gone 50 days without any processed food now.
That was processed, is it?
Well, my definition of process for this is I'm not having any refined flour and no sugar, no added sugar. So basically, no pastry, no cakes, that kind of thing. No white bread, white pasta, none of that stuff. So, yeah, halfway through. Ends the day before Comic-Con. So when you see me next week, you might notice the six-pack.
Okay.
So
I look forward to it.
To do your washing on it. That's what you do on six-packs, isn't it?
I'm not. Yeah, okay. I'll bring my washing down then.
Yeah, bring your washing down. Oil yourself during the day. You can use my abs to help clean your underpants.
Okay. I look forward to it.
I look forward to it more than you. It sounds incredible.
Yeah, it does. Oh.
Right, are we done then?
I think we are. Because I
can't
can't think of anything I've read. And yeah.
Splendid. Well, I will, in that case, remind everybody that they should follow us on a website called Twitter, twitter.com. It's a place where people can tweet, which is like putting a little text message out onto the internet that everyone can see rather than just being sent to one person. We have one of those, although at present, I don't think any of us know how to log into it.
Oh, no, I found the login.
Splendid. So that's at MG UK Podcast, or I'm at Lelujo.
And I'm at RB6K.
And I'm at Pab1986.
Well, there's also a Facebook group or page. I don't really know the vernacular. Facebook.com/Mature Gamer Podcast. Or you can check out all my internet goodies at lelujo.fm. It's great over there.
Mine are at Sheepdog Says. And I've done 30 days in a row now.
Sheepdog is a YouTuber. Doo-da, doo-da. See, you're now part of the... Are you wearing your sunglasses indoors yet?
I'm wearing glasses.
No, it has to be sunglasses.
I'm wearing glasses.
That might be where you're going wrong. That's why you've not got 100,000 subscribers yet.
Everyone listening should go on there right now and hit subscribe. I don't even care if you don't them. Just go and subscribe because I want to get to 1,000 and it's not really going to plan at the moment.
Sheepdog wants to get his hands on that sweet, sweet internet money.
I didn't even know that was the limit until after I'd said it. I just wanted 1,000 because it looked like a nice number.
It's a very pleasant number. It's the hardest 1,000 you'll ever earn. The first 1,000 is the hardest. It will take the longest. You'll never have a harder battle than that first 1,000. So it's all.
What about the time I fought an alligator?
I meant in the future. Didn't say you've never had a harder battle.
Okay.
You'll never have a harder battle.
Fair enough. Diabetes, restless leg.
Again, I'm not talking about battles you've had in the past. We're talking about future. You don't need to battle diabetes again. You already lost that war.
I'm a fat man.
See you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Thank you very much for listening.
You're welcome.